Had to go broke just to learn how to manage. If it ain't broke, just bandage. 404 on my vantage. On the late night, I don't speak. I've been giving these beats some damage. Fixing my face, I'm cool. Place my taste for greatness on FaceTime too. Yeah, I would've hated my crew. Back in high school, that was basic. Face my truth. Had to go a little bit, flow a little bit. Almost died, had a moment here with him. Lost my mind, now I take these scripts. Little baby, dumb at home, I'm feeling it. This might fix my sin.
This is an ever-evolving loadout, and it's not quite done yet, but I've been teasing it for so long, and you guys are begging me just to get this video out, so it's time we do it. First, let's break down the helmet setup. Let's go. All right, so first things first, let's break down the helmet setup. So we got a lot going on here, but let's just talk about it. I've been through a lot of different helmets over my time of playing Airsoft, but this is kind of what I'm rocking right now, and I'm really liking it. So this is a repro of the Ops Core helmet. I'll put a link to it if I can find it down in the description below. But this is the most comfortable helmet that I've found so far. I think I've run like 3 or 4 different helmets now, but it's affordable and it's really comfortable. If you're gonna be running this all day, you're gonna want something comfortable. It's got a really nice tensioner at the back here for your head, really nice foam on the inside, like it holds your head really tight, which I like. Also, a lot of people have asked about my nods. These are not real nods, these are fake. It's a fake PVS 14. It was supplied to me by NF Strike. Shout out to NFstrike.com. They supplied a ton of stuff for this loadout in particular. So big thank you to them. They've been a great supporter of the channel. Appreciate you. Yeah, they supplied me with this PVS 14 as well as this fake Wilcox mount as well. Moving back, we've got a bungee from an old helmet cover that I no longer run. It was kind of falling apart, but I took the bungee off just to secure my kill light on here a little bit better. Press that one time, it'll hold solid red, and then one other time it'll flash red. It's pretty simple, does the trick. But yeah, nice little bungee there. On the back here, this is an absolute lifesaver. This is the X-Fog fan unit. Just press a button on the side here and it will blow it'll blow air through a fan inside here, through these straws and into my goggles. Speaking of which, my goggles are these clip-on ones here. I'll try and find a link for these as well, but they're really great. They just clip onto your helmet, so there's no wiggle room, them flying around and all sorts of things like that. And then they just clip into your arc rails here. So these were a new pickup. Really like these as well. As well for Ear Pro, these were also supplied by NF Strike, and these are the Earmore headphones. I'll have to find the exact model name again, but thank you to NF Strike for those. As well as we've got the Ops Core Repro arms for them. These are really nice, new pickup as well. Really liking them. And then in terms of face protection, I run a variety of different things, but right now what I'm rocking is the Cygnus Armory balaclava hood situation in this nice green. This is really comfortable, really breathable. It's got a built-in metal mesh face mask, which is extremely comfortable and does the trick super nice there, as well as you guys have probably also seen on the channel. This guy here, this is a respirator. This is from NF Strike as well, but this is really actually quite comfortable, and it looks super dope. So I run that sometimes as well, but yeah, a lot of you guys have been asking about this one, so I figured I should mention it. Now let's move on to our plate carrier. So this plate carrier was provided to me by NF Strike as well. Big shock there. Again, big thank you to them. And I've got some foam plates on the inside here so that I'm not suffering from floppy plate syndrome. Yeah, this is a great little setup here, and it works really well. I've also got my placard clipped in here, which is really nice. That's kind of why I wanted this particular plate carrier. It's nothing new, but it's really nice and adds for some really functional storage. And this was also provided to me by NF Strike as well, and it's in the M81, of course. We've got a dangler down here. I did have an M81 one, but I swapped it with my brother for the time being, so this is what we've got. I've got my gloves clipped in here on a SpeakUB hanger. It's just underneath my placard here, and it holds my M81 gloves, my mechanics gloves. I've got the finger and thumb chopped off on both sets of these just for added dexterity. And yeah, this is a great option just for storage. We got tons of room in this dangler for extra batteries and different things, as well as I've got a zip cert up here that it came with. What do we have in here? Oh, look, some goodies. And yeah, that just allows me to hold a ton of stuff. I'll usually put my phone or something in there. We got the slaughter patch up front, and speaking of which, we've got our mags here. These are the EPM 1Ss by PTS. These hold a ton of ammo. I forget the exact amount, but I'll put it down below. I believe it's around 200 rounds that these hold for these little tiny mags, which is ridiculous. But on the bottom of these, we've got the Slaughter Project base plates. These are super Gucci, but yeah, they look really cool. I've got 3 of them on here, and then I've got 1 on my belt that we'll talk about later. But yeah, really like these. They're super duper cool. Big thank you to Slaughter Project for sending those out. Yeah, that's pretty much it for my plate carrier on the front. On the back here, we've got my SpeedQB Atom Pack. This is where I run my HPA tank for my gun, of course, and I love this bag. I've talked about it a ton. It works wonders, and I've just got it clipped in through MOLLE on the back. This plate carrier does have MOLLE on the back, which is nice. Got my slaughter patch there. Kraken up top, got to represent. I've also got a new tank this year, so I'm really excited to try that out. It's a carbon tank. I've been running aluminum for the longest time, so it's really nice to switch that up as well. Also on my cummerbund here, really nice cummerbund, by the way. You can put mags on the inside of this cummerbund, which is super nice, and it is included with the plate carrier, which is great. But we've got a little mag holder on the back here in multicam black, because it's just what I had kicking around. And in there, we've got my radio setup. So I've just got a Baofeng, I think it's like the U5, whatever the popular one is. And then I've got my Earmore push-to-talk up here, wired through there. So it's nice and out of the way, but if I need it, I can get to it. And I've got my PTT up here, ready to go. So yeah, I'm set up for quite an operation. Now I will slim this down a little bit if I was going to like play CQB or something, but this is kind of my setup now, so yeah. Okay, so now we're talking belt setup. So this is my belt setup that I've been running for the last little bit, and it's something that I'm pretty happy with. I've run a ton of different belts over my time of playing Airsoft. I think this is my 3rd or 4th belt, and this is the one that I've been the happiest with. So big reason because of that is I used to run like the thicker belts, like the SpeedQB belts, or like the HSGI belts. That's what I was running previously, and I love them. I really do like them, but I find I run them just a little too low. Like, you're kind of supposed to run those as like a weightlifting belt almost, like a belly belt, and I prefer more of a hip belt. So yeah, that's why I went with something like this. So this is a knockoff of the Faro Concepts Bison belt, and I really like it. It cost me around $30 on AliExpress, and it totally does the job. Everything I needed to. It's pretty rigid, like it's definitely not super rigid as like a legit belt would be, but it's rigid enough for sure. And I don't run too much on here, so it really doesn't matter as much. So with all that out of the way, let's break down what we got going on here. So on this side, we've got a Waldo Customs weave holster. It's a universal pistol holster, actually, and it just clips into your flashlight. We'll talk more about the pistol in a second. But yeah, it's a Kydex holster, really nice. Got like the weave pattern, they've called it, and it kind of looks like carbon fiber. It looks really nice, and I really like it. And it's supposed to clip in for the Surefire X300 flashlight, or you can get one for the TLR1 as well. Other than that, I think these are out of stock right now. But yeah, big fan of that, really like it. I've also got it on an EMG drop here, QLS drop, I believe they're called. Like it's a Safariland kind of clone. And then going off that for pistol, this is my main go-to pistol. This is the Poseidon Orion number 3 Performance. That is a mouthful. This was sent to me by Trigger Airsoft last year. Really like this pistol. It is fantastic. I haven't done anything to this pistol in terms of upgrades other than a short stroke kit. And that's just because I threw on the RMR as well. Yeah, great pistol. It works fantastic. Never had any issues with it. Really happy with it. And then we've got the O-Light on here, and it just so happens to clip right into my holster. So I didn't need to go out and get a Surefire, which is nice. But this is the Balder Pro R by O-Light, and I really like O-Lights. I don't really care what you think, so too bad. It works for me, does the job. So these base plates on here, I haven't really talked about these at all. These are fantastic little base plates for these Glock mags. These were made by a good friend of mine who used to work at Siege Airsoft, our field that closed nearby, and he made these for me. They're these really nice base plates. I will confirm that He's still selling them, but if you want to get in touch with him, I will leave his contact in the description down below, and you guys can purchase some of these. They are fantastic. All right, so working our way down from there, we've got a little foldable dump pouch on here. So you just pop this clip, pops out a little dump pouch, not really much else to say on that. We've also got this utility pouch on here. I don't really have anything in there right now, but if I needed to, I could throw some stuff in there, even like a buddy mag or something like that. This one here is from K Tactical, yeah, works well. And then our last little bit here, these are 2 more Waldo Customs holsters, and these are for a pistol mag and an M4 mag, obviously, and they work really well as well. They're Kydex, and they have a really nice insert to them, and they're not going anywhere. Same with the pistol mag, but really quick draws, and I really like them. The look of them is awesome as well. So, all right, and so last but not least, we have this beauty right here. So this is my Noveske NSR. I've got a full video talking about this gun in depth, so I'm not gonna go super in depth with it, but I figured I'd just mention a little bit about it right now as we've changed some stuff. But yeah, this is the Noveske NSR by EMG in the beautiful M81 Cerakote here, and it is just brilliant, and I am a big fan of this gun. It is going to be a staple of the channel, and one of those guns that I just probably never sell. Well, a couple things we've changed right now, just so you guys know, is we put a Kythera on the inside, testing that out for outdoors. I ran one a long time ago, but I've kind of switched back to it now just to see how I like it. I'm used to GBBRs, so I kind of like the trigger pull of this a whole lot more than like a jack or something like that. And also we've got our rifle scope mounted up top here, as well as I've got a scope cam 2 up front. Definitely wanting to do some more outdoor gameplays and some long range engagements. This build right now is optimized for long range engagements. I've never really had a gun that's like super long range and accurate, so I kind of want to try that out this year. And kind of going off that, we've got a suppressor up here that you guys have commented on quite a bit, and everyone wants to know what suppressor cover that is. I made it myself. It's a DIY pant special. I cut up an old pair of pants and took the waistband string from it and tied it around there. But I think it looks super DIY and super cool. So yeah, a lot of questions about that. But again, if you want to know more about this particular replica, definitely go check out my full video on it as well. And other than that, for my loadout, it's really just my BDUs. I run some G3 BDUs. They're like kind of repros of the G3 pants, at least, and M81. I'll have the link to those down in the description below as well. And then my top is just like a really old combat top. I hope that gave you some insight into my loadout. I really appreciate you guys watching. We will see you in the next one, guys.